meet in silence at church every Sunday. Although it won't be possible to recreate the exact atmosphere, I hope you can find a corner of solitude for a few minutes. The entire reading should take about 20 minutes, if you choose to do so. It can be longer if you need it to. I encourage you not to rush anything and to sit as comfortable as possible, but not in a way that will make you want to fall asleep. You might want to light a candle, so please prepare that beforehand. There will also be time for communion. Feel free to participate by preparing some bread and wine for yourself. You'll also need a timer and perhaps a pair of earphones. Other than that, I hope this helps in a time of need, and feel free to return to this message as often as you need. It will stay online for 7 days, but if you press Save Event, you will be able to access it indefinitely. Grace and peace, Jaco.
I share some words by Dorothy Day. The older I get, the more I meet people, the more convinced I am that we must only work on ourselves to grow in grace. The only thing we can do about people is to love them. we read Romans 12, verse 2. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You will be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what He wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you. Ons lees Romeine 12 vers 2. Moenie tuis raak in hierdie wêreld met al sy boosheid nie. Nee, laat God julle van binne af nuut maak. Laat hy julle manier van dink verander, sodat julle kan weet wat hy van julle verwag. Dan sal julle ook weet wat sy wil is, en hoe julle hele lewe elke dag aan hom moet oorgee. There is a parable of the rabbi of Ger. The rabbi escaped Nazi-occupied Germany and fled to Britain. Now this was during the World War, but before the British decided to join the war effort. The rabbi, by force of will and dedication, managed to gain an audience with Winston Churchill. After sharing stories and talking for a while, Churchill leaned in close and asked the rabbi, "Well, what would you like us to do?" "There's two solutions to the problem," said the rabbi, "the natural and the supernatural. The natural solution will be if 10,000 angels armed with heavenly weapons, flaming swords and glowing shields would descend from heaven and defeat the Nazi war machine. But the supernatural would be if 10,000 British soldiers would parachute down and liberate the prisoners." When the poet and musician Gil Scott-Heron, when he turned 19 in 1968, he wrote a satirical spoken word piece called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." It was released in 1970 and was probably heard of more than heard, but it had a strong following. There is some misinformation about what the song is about, but according to Scott-Heron, you can't see the revolution on television because you can't see it at all. The first change that takes place is in your mind, he says. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. The thing that's going to change people is something that nobody will ever be able to capture on film. It's just something that you see and you'll think, "Oh, I'm on the wrong page," or "I'm on the right page, but I'm on the wrong note, and I've got to get in sync with everyone else to find out what's happening in my country." The revolution is then a transformation of one's being. You can't document change within someone's subjectivity, but you can record the healing of a limb or the growth of a flower, but you can't record a change in thinking. The revolution will not be televised because the revolution is in your mind. As with the parable, the natural and the supernatural, if 10,000 angels descend, it is natural because you would be able to see, hear, and possibly touch the angels in their victory. It's within the natural realm of being. But if the British change their attitude, it is supernatural. You can't see or touch their thoughts. And that's the real miracle. It's only a miracle if it points to a way of being in the world, an interaction where healing, love, and depth arise. We are not witnessing a world war, but the rise of the far right in politics make it seem plausible that another fascist might take power soon. The civil rights movement in America was 50 years ago, and still, black and brown people are not seen in the same light as white people today. Locally, whatever the causes of gender-based violence, they remain unchallenged and femicide runs rampant. We are living in a time where the violence of the system in which we live is quickly revealing itself. Immigrants, people of color, workers and women are begging to be treated fairly. The revolution is already happening in the streets, but we would misinterpret the revolution will not be televised if we think that it's about mass media. Even if we hear about it in the news every day, the real revolution, the miracle, has not yet begun. Before we can engage meaningfully with current events, a supernatural change must happen from inside out. O great love, thank you for living and loving in us and through us. May all that we do flow from our deep connection with you and all beings. Help us become a community that vulnerably shares each other's burdens and the weight of our glory. Amen. The table of bread is now to be made ready. It is a table of company with Jesus and all who love him. It is a table of sharing with the poor of the world with whom Jesus identified himself. And it is a table of communion with the earth, in which Christ became incarnate. So come to this table, you who have much faith, and you who would like to have more. You who have been here often, and you who have not been here for a long time. You who have tried to follow Jesus, and also you who have failed. Come, for it is Christ himself who invites us to meet him here tonight. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders that he has shown you. And may he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors. Amen.